Mm. Mm. Hello, Rice. Hello, Bruno. Hello, Toka. I will be farming planars today very quickly. Very quick stream, but you know, I thought, why not? Why not get something off real quick? Because I may or may not release a video today. I don't think so, though. Maybe tomorrow. On my opinion on Noxa, basically. Let me go to the Izumo set. I'm trying to like make my Acheron as correct as possible currently. So like double crit rolls isn't cutting it for me, basically. That's how crazy I'm going for my Acheron right now. Is the audio a little quiet? Let me see. Like game audio or my voice? Is the audio a little quiet? Let me see. I think it's normal. I mean, I think I can make my voice a little louder. The problem is I don't have like the software downloaded for my headset. So it is like it's not the max volume it could be. There, I just put it a little bit higher. Is that better? Or do you think it needs more? Too high? I'll put it at like 85 then. I'll put it at 85. I'll put it at 85. Oh damn, that sucks, Bruno. On Rob, I'm not gonna lie, I can't believe I got that orb on Rob. For those of you who don't know, my Rob account got a HP percent orb with double crit rolls, and all 4 rolls went into crit. And it was like perfectly distributed too. Like 1 roll went into crit rate and the other 3 went in crit damage. I really couldn't ask for like anything better, to be honest. I mean, Cypher probably isn't going to be meant to be ran with Acheron in the first place, though. You're pulling Castus on both accounts? No. My main account... So my main account has an E1, S1 Acheron. So instead of Castus on my main account, I am going for the Eidolon for Acheron to get E2. And then after that, I'm going to try and get Jiaoqiu. Rob, which is my ult account, is the one that's pulling Castus no matter what. Saw some death threats to Castus memes. I mean, it's just dumb, to be honest. Like, it's just really dumb. Like, there's always people on both sides that will take shit to the extreme. So, like, you can't really, like, generalize. And especially in, like, these gacha communities, some people get, like, crazy, you know, like, parasocial with these characters and stuff. But, you just gotta ignore it, man, to be honest. Some people are just crazy. No, Wilson, no. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never eaten four Glicks. Yeah, there's a rumored V7 that might happen for Castus and Anoxa. Nice, Wilson. I think Anoxa is the most overglazed character we've gotten since Sparkle. Like, if we're talking about characters and, like, their beta, literally the most overglazed in Sparkle. It's always the characters that are more underwhelming in practice that get glazed the most. An Ox on Earth equals unusable? Yeah. I will say some people are over-exaggerating. However, I simply don't think he needed a nerf. Like, people are saying dumb shit like, oh, he's supposed to be a sub DPS, so he shouldn't be good in hyper carry, when his entire selling point is that he's supposed to be both. He's supposed to be, like, this isn't a Jade, where Jade is actually supposed to be a sub DPS, and, like, she's not really supposed to be ran as hyper carry. He specifically has a trace to make him stronger in hyper carry. So the people getting mad at him for being worse than the other three main DPSs, but not worse enough in their eyes, it's very stupid to me. Castus's global passive is complete shit, man. Like, I might need to make a video at this point. I feel like I get someone every time when I stream saying that Castus is a must pull because of her passive. That passive is complete dog shit. Like, complete skip. You can't use it in sustainless runs. And that's the only situation it would be good. Like, it's basically just there to be there. It's basically like a project. Like, they're just testing it with casters. No, exactly, Kokoro. Like, I've seen so much more controversy over Anoxa than Castus, right? Now, Castus technically has more controversy, but I'm talking about, like, character performance here, right? Most of the controversy that comes from Castus is from her global passive. But if we don't include the global passive controversy, more people are glazing Anoxa, or more people are hating and glazing Anoxa than people are hating or glazing Castus. Even though Castus is the one who's been receiving buff after buff after buff, and Anoxa is the one who's gotten nerfed 2 versions in a row now. Like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, Anoxa's also, like, a lot weaker than Castus. These HP scalers don't even have a best in slot support in the game yet, right? You could say Tribby, but, like, Tribby doesn't even, like, specifically help anything for HP DPSs at all, right? So she doesn't really count as, like, an HP support. It's probably going to be Hyacine. Like, these HP main DPSs are doing way better than Anoxa in DPS content, right? Now, Anoxa is better than APOC. I'll sing his praises there. But if you go outside of APOC, he is getting demolished by the other 4 new DPSs that we're getting in Amphorius. And people are acting like Anoxa's the one who needs nerfs. Like, what? I never even saw this energy for the Herda. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, when the Herda got massive buffs and became, like, the zero, you know, the low-cost zero-cycle god after Fei Xiao, like, I didn't see anywhere near as many complaints as I do for Anoxa right now. Hey Gabby, how would you rank the top 5 DPSs right now? I mean, if we're talking about current game with no Castus or Anoxa, um, okay, I'm gonna use best in slot teams and E0 S1s, if that's fair, right? Because I think that's the best way to, like, generalize it. I think Aglaya is the number 1 in the game. Herda is number 2. My Day is number 3. This is where it gets weird, because depending on the endgame content, one DPS performs better than the other. But because we are including Lycones and best in slot teams, I'm going with Acheron. And then after Acheron, probably Fei Xiao. Rappa versus Firefly. I mean, currently Rappa is just better. Like Rappa is just better because endgame is AOE focused, right? So you have AOE in the fucking APOC with the truce thing, like yeah. And then you have AOE in the MOC, and then you have AOE in Pure Fiction. Like Rappa just she holds the advantage. You know what I'm saying? Now if we use like no Fugue here, I'm pretty sure they're actually close. But the moment you include Fugue for a Rappa, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm also pretty sure that Rappa's light cone is like better for her, and then Firefly's light cone is for Firefly. So Firefly's probably higher than Acheron. No, not currently. No, not at all. If we're using E0S1 on everyone and best in slot supports, currently Acheron is 100% better. Like like current Acheron is maxing out Pure Fiction, maxing out APOC, and maxing out MOC, like without much issue. Firefly is facing more problems because of no fire weakness, I think, on the first side of MOC. And obviously she's a destruction, so she isn't that good in Pure Fiction. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not really the same. I'm eating chicken rice right now. Do you like chicken rice, Gabby? I hate chicken and rice. I used to eat it basically all the time as a kid, but it got to the point where I just became sick of it because chicken and rice. Okay, this is subjective, right? I think if you have like probably good rice and chicken made, like good rice, and there's like enough moisture, it's not that bad. But every time I've had rice and chicken, it's been incredibly like it's too dry for me, and there isn't that much taste. So I much prefer like rice and beans, right? For the beans for like the sauce, the moisture, whatever, right? So you use rice and beans and then any meat. Like I'm fine with that. I can't eat rice by itself though with like other meats. It's just too dry. Oh, I don't think I've ever had that before, Wilson. No. I wouldn't know then. I've never had anything like that. Did Fugue replace Ruan Mei and Break teams? Not really. I mean, if you want me to be honest, Ruan Mei's highest value is probably lies on Firefly's team. Firefly, yeah, Firefly. Like Firefly probably relies on Ruan Mei the most compared to the other two. I could be wrong, right? I'm not much of a Rappa fan. Could be equal to both of them. But I've seen a lot of showcases at this point. If you replace Ruan Mei with Fugue, you'll almost always clear nearly the exact same. So like I wouldn't say that she replaces because the two of them together are very strong. But if you only have one or the other, genuinely like you wouldn't notice much difference if you just replaced the other with the other. Jeez, man. Alright, let me black screen it real quick so I can go on my ult account. Black screen. Ooh. Don't get scared, guys. I'll turn the lights on in a little bit. Ruan Mei kind of fell off. I mean, what are you going to do, man? What are you going to do? Like, Tribby is pretty much just a direct Ruan Mei replacement. Like if we're all being honest, Tribby is the Ruan Mei of version 3, but she's an even better DDD spammer. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like what are you going to do about that? Ruan Mei lasted a long time though. Like you can't really hate on her. She's just an older support. Oh, whoops. Oh my god, I need to get a new cable for my keyboard, man. This shit is annoying. There we go. I appreciate that, Wilson. Get them gains, get them gains. Saying Ruan Mei fell off means she's not that good. Yeah, Ruan Mei's still good. Like, she's still a top tier support. The thing is, though, like, when you're not including Break in the mix, there's almost always another support or two supports better for the team that you're running, right? And that's simply like a time thing, you know what I'm saying? Like when Ruan Mei originally released, she was the first limited harmony in the game. So that made her the most broken character in the game. However, now that we've gotten way more harmonies, we've even gotten some remembrance characters that are basically harmonies themselves. It's not really the same ball game. You know what I'm saying? You know, I shouldn't be making this comparison, but Michael Jordan versus LeBron, like the game is just way more popular these days. People have gone significantly better, and they're a lot more min-maxy in their tactics in basketball games. So LeBron's showings are just a lot more impressive, but at the time, there's nothing you could do about it. Like Michael Jordan was the GOAT. Yeah, Jiaoqiu. It's unfortunate what happened to Jiaoqiu, in my opinion. I think they really just went all in for like Acheron or nothing with Jiaoqiu. Jiaoqiu at like E0S0, E0S1, he's still good, right? He's still good. However, in like most case scenarios, you just never use him in any team other than an Acheron one. Like if you're pulling for Jiaoqiu at low Eidolon levels and like maybe even possibly no Lycone without an Acheron on your account, I'm going to be honest, I don't know what you're doing, right? Now, if you don't give a shit about clearing endgame content, you know, that's fine, right? You're just pulling the character because you like them. But if you're just trying to, like, you know, get good value for the teams you have on your account, then Jiaoqiu is one of the worst pulls you can make in this game for a support. Oh, no, I agree, Croy. I agree. And that's the thing, though. Like, you can directly apply that to Ruan Mei, which is why I made that comparison, you know? Like Ruan Mei really made Hoyo realize like, oh, if we just release one broken ass character that is good with like multiple DPSs in this game, when you make a shit ton of money and old teams basically become powerhouses. And then they just started this trend of releasing way more harmonies more often and way more supports more often after this and making them like better and better. Yeah, Kiwi. Yeah. Like I could be wrong, right? I 100% understand that. But the chances of them releasing another best in slot Acheron teammate that's Nihility is like basically zero. Cuz it just gets rid of the reason to pull for her E2. Like the only thing you gain from the E2 once there's two Nihility supports that are best in slot for her is the extra stack every turn. And I think everyone can agree that's just not worth pulling on. Like that shit is just not worth pulling on for only one extra stack every Acheron turn, especially when you're not running any harmonies that can action advance her. So probably not gonna happen, you know what I'm saying? Who benefits more on E1 Tribi, the Herda or Castus? Can only use one Tribi after all. That's hard. I'd say they both benefit from E1 Tribi equally, and there's a good reason for this. The Herda gets more stacks and I believe more energy with a Tribi on her team as her support, right? And the E1 obviously helps her single target massively. However, Castus, the reason why I say it's equal, Castus doesn't have anything in her kit to make her do more damage against lower amounts of mobs on field. The Herda does, right? This is why the Herda's single target damage doesn't ever look that bad when you're like max stacks against one or two targets, right? It always still looks pretty good. And that's because she gets like an increased damage boost when there's less enemies on field. But Castus doesn't have this. Like, the only thing you can really do to save Castus' single target is to constantly explode the dragon and get the 6 instances of quantum damage applied to whatever mobs are on field, right? So, damage-wise, I think E1 Tribi is better for Castus. However, like, quality of life-wise, like, getting Herda's ult up faster, getting stacks up faster, then Tribi is better for Herda in that aspect. Yeah, that's my plan, Blaziken. I am currently planning to get my E2 Acheron plus Jiaoqiu in 3.2, and this is just a guess, right? But I do think they're going to rerun Sunday in 3.3 when Hyacine is there. Because I don't know if anyone's seen, but E1 Sunday is absolutely insane with Castus and should become a lot more viable with Hyacine's release. So because of this, I'm confident Sunday will probably get his first rerun in 3.3 where Hyacine is. And then I'm going to pull Sunday so that I can keep action advancing my Acheron. So I'm going to have like a E0 maybe S1 Sunday. I don't think so though. It depends how my polls go. But I'm going to have Sunday, Jiaoqiu, E2 Acheron. It's going to be really good for me. I don't need to farm the planar set on this account, so let me go to this thing so that I reset health every time, and I can just put it on auto. How many pulls do you have right now? On Rob, I think I have like 11 or 12. And on my main account, I think I have like 25. The thing is, I have pities and banners though. So like, you might look at my polls and be like, oh, how's that possible? How are you going to get Castus E0S1? Or get like Acheron plus Jiaoqiu? My main account has 50 pity in the Lycomb banner. And I think like 15 or 20 on the character banner. And Rob has 40 pity on the Lycomb banner. With I think like 15 or 20 on the character banner as well. You're broke, just admit it. I could never... Oh. I could never forgive myself if I started spending money directly on Jades in this game. Like, monthly pass, fine. Battle pass is already stretching it. But the second I start going into buying direct Jades, I've never done that once in my life. I never want to do that shit, bro. Once you... it's like gambling, right? It's like gambling. Once you do it once, you're gonna do it again. And you're gonna do it again. I don't want to fall into the pit. Yeah, Hyacine's supposed to be a healer who drains, like, team HP and then heals it back or something. And she also, according to leaks, current leaks, when your teammates get hit or they drain their own HP, you're as well going to get some heal back. So far, it looks exactly like the 3.1 MOC buff. We don't know if there's going to be a V7 or not. Heavy spender caught. I mean, I don't have anything against anyone who does spend money on these games. It's just more of a personal thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't trust myself. People with the, you know, semi-self-control, or people who just, like, don't care and it brings them enjoyment. Like, I wish I could be like that, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm not pulling an Oxa, bro. I'm not pulling an Oxa. There's no point anymore. I don't want to pull him. I don't even think I'd be able to pull him either way. Because I'm going for Acheron plus Jiaoqiu on my main and then Castus. Really? 2 in a row? I mean, I'm not going to complain. But, Castus and her light cone on my main, then Hyacine. But if I did get lucky enough, I was considering it. But now, not really, no. Because all I cared about was Anaxa hyper carry. Even though Anaxa was weaker than all of the other main DPSs by a good amount, in like V4 or like, yeah, I think it was V4 when he got his buffs. Like, he was still weaker than the other main DPSs, but it was fine. But he just got like a overall 15% damage nerf across the board. Like, I don't really want to pull him anymore. Cypher's Nihility, how does she support Fei Xiao? I mean, to be honest, anytime anyone hears follow-up in a new character's kit, they immediately start thinking of Fei Xiao. Like, it's literally just Acheron all over again, where the second they see Nihility on a character's, like, path, they're like, oh, Acheron teammate. Like, it's basically the same shit here with Fei Xiao. Like, they see follow-up in a kit, and then it's like, oh, Fei Xiao, best in slot teammate? You know what I'm saying? Effect and double crit? Yeah, I don't know who the fuck that'll be good on, but you never know. You know what I'm saying? You never know. Maybe? I don't know when I'm ever gonna use this set though, to be honest. Like, did they really make this set with only Aglaya in mind? Is there anyone else who has this set as a best in slot other than Aglaya? Because I don't think so. Like, surely someone in the future ends up using this as well. RMC? Oh, really? RMC? I didn't know that. Yeah, I use Sacrados on my RMC. I wish I had Ewan Tribby, but I lost my 50-50. She's E0. I mean, E0, you just get it on the rerun, to be honest, right? Like, it'd probably just be better to just grab it quick on the rerun or something. Supports usually get reran quite quick. Yeah, I have 13 pulls on Rob. Let me see the pity. I mean, I know the Lycombe banner pity is 40. What's the character banner pity? 15. So yeah, 15. Oh yeah, for anybody who I can hurt with this, you wish you could relate. You wish you could relate to this. Mm-mm-mm. Alright. It's gonna be hard to beat this though. Bro, like, is there's literally no point. I mean, I guess because I'm gonna end up running Tribby and Castus at the same time, it's fine. But like, it's gonna be almost impossible to beat this, in all honesty. Alright, here we go, guys. Here we go. Attack, okay, okay. Don't go into attack. Okay, crit damage. Ideally, probably like two more crit damage rolls and then like an HP percent. I'm not sure like if you really need to build that much crit rate on her or not. However, I do plan on running her with an E1 Sunday at some point. Like I want to do E0S1 Casters plus E1 Sunday plus E1 Tribby with Hyacine. I think that's probably going to be her strongest team in the game. Yeah. I'll take it. I'll take it. It's not bad. I can't complain. Right. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Get another crit damage or an HP percent, and I'll be happy. I'm already like not gonna throw this out. It's perfect, but okay. Wait, isn't this an exact copy? This is literally an exact copy. This one has better crit damage. This one has worse crit rate. But they're like the same. Your credits? How many do I have? Is it cooked? How do I check? Oh, I only have 2.8 million. On my main account, I have like 30 million. But yeah, Rob's pretty broke, man. Sell your purple relics? Why would I sell them? There's no point in selling your purple relics. It doesn't make a difference. Yeah, I know you mean salvage, but like, I'm pretty sure it doesn't make a difference, is the thing. Yummy relic remains. You only get relic remains for 5-star relics, not the purple ones. The purple ones don't give any relic remains, they just give you relic XP. Shorekeeper? Nah, I'm not playing Wua right now. I'm not playing Wua. I mean, what do you want me to do, Wilson? Like, I don't know. I just ended up adapting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the most comfortable way for me to do anything. Yeah, I should farm this because I'm gonna use Hyacine as well. So I probably want like an ER rope with HP and speed subs, and then I want HP orb with speed subs, is what I'm looking for on this set.
These targets will make for good practice.
Yeah, I've seen the Cypher leaks, but like I really don't feel like leaking Cypher right now, cause like you can almost never trust kit leaks that are 1 week before actual like testing. Like it's almost always different. I don't really feel like making a video on it. I'd also like to mention that I made a point a while ago that seems to be true right now. The more hyped character of a version usually gets their kit gate kept longer. Like, how come we have Cypher kit leaks and we don't have shit on Hyacine? Like, it doesn't make any sense, man. These leakers just gatekeep. Let's go to ASAP. Yeah, Castus can be used with Lingsha. She can. The only... Okay, so... I'm pretty sure Gallagher and Lingsha are pretty comparable if you don't use Tribby on your Castus team. But because Tribby can trigger Besotted so much, that's why people love running Gallagher with her, basically. Like, it's the same with the Dragon. The Dragon can also trigger Besotted as well with his turns. Yeah, Gallagher's supposed to be on Castus' banner. Like, this is useless. Who am I gonna use this on? I mean, I guess Lingsha, but like... Oh, wait, no. This is my Rob account. I don't fucking have Lingsha. Like, oh my god. I got Brant and his weapon and 20 pulls, both at 0 pity. Yeah, I wish I could relate, man. I wish I could. Another 50-50 lost. 5 in a row. I love my life. I love it so much. DPS Hyacine. we still don't even know if she's gonna do damage. We'll have to see. I mean, I hope she does do some type of damage, but I don't know. I mean, then again, she's probably not going to scale off attack. She's probably going to scale off HP, but I love the cope, guys. I love the cope. I appreciate it. Who's better, Luocha or Gallagher for Castus? I think Gallagher is better if you have a Tribby, and then if you don't have a Tribby, Luocha is better. I'm pretty sure that's just how it works. I could be wrong though, but from what I've seen and like what a lot of the leakers are saying, if you have a Tribby, Gallagher is currently the best in slot option. I'm quitting that game if I lose my 50-50. Hey man, it's understandable. Oh, there it goes. Guys, what are the chances this rolls speed? What are the chances? Like, probably like 1 in a bajillion, but I believe. You know what I'm saying? I believe. You can fight it or rock with it. I don't know, Abby. It just depends what you want. Like, Aglaya's currently the strongest DPS in the game and like our best in slot team, but like, do you want her? Like, if you want her, just pull her. Mostly garbage. Mostly garbage. Complete waste of my time. Let's see that Hyacine one. Alright, come on. Give me some speed here. Give me some speed. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. You know, maybe an HP percent rope. You never know, right? You never know. You never know. You never know, guys. Speed. 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 Broken. Broken. I found a broken piece. Best in slot for Hyacinth. Uh, I don't see Anoxa getting buffed in V7. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like, I understand the cope. I know that we finally thought we were getting a male DPS on the same level as like top, or actually not even close, but we were getting another good male DPS after my day. But nah, man, nah, it doesn't work like that in this world. The world is unfair. It doesn't differentiate between good and evil. Yeah, Nuxa got nerfed. According to like people who did calculations, he's 12.5% weaker across the board, and then the ult specifically is 20% decrease. So the ult is 20% weaker, and everything else outside of the ult is 12.5% weaker. Ton power crept, ratio power crept. Nice. I mean, Anoxa's still best in slot, Abby. Like, he still is, but he just isn't as best in slot as he used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, the V4... I mean, to be honest, in sub DPS, he didn't really get nerfed all that much. Like, you're not going to realize the difference that much in sub DPS because he isn't supposed to be the main damage dealer in the first place. You only really start feeling it when you're running him in hyper carry. That's when you actually feel the damage nerfs. I know Kafka is trash, but I really want to summon for her. Imagine wanting to pull for a character that isn't meta and is extremely outdated without Eidolon investment. Oh, could never be me, man. It could never be me. I'm trolling, I'm trolling, I'm trolling. She'll probably, actually, maybe not, but decent chance she gets put on the 50-50 loss pool. Or the, you know, that new shop that we're supposed to get in 3.2. Got 340 pulls and E1 Tribby? Jeez, man. Are you going for like E2S1 or are you just going for like normal E0S1? Because you could get an E2S1 Castus with that many Jades. Holy shit. W Cope, Wilson, W Cope. Those buffs to the older characters, I legit don't know how they're gonna do it, man. Like, the thing is, right? If they're making a Noxa a new limited anniversary, like, DPS, not on the level of the 3.x main DPSs, then I severely doubt that the older, you know, already reran multiple times DPSs are gonna come anywhere close to Anoxa. So to be honest, I feel like we're getting like Dill and Jingliu basically for every old character being buffed. Like, that's my guess. Dill and Jingliu level. Yo, cope harder than me? Nah, I never cope. Like that might be more of a personal issue from you, and you might have to like consult within yourself about that. But yeah, I've never coped once in my life, to be honest. Like I don't even know what the word cope means. Like I just heard it from other people and I just ran with it, to be honest. Yeah, I agree. I don't like my days auto. I really don't. Like in most situations, it doesn't make a difference. But there are like hyper specific situations, like the current Aventurine and APOC. Like his ass gets belt to ass basically by Aventurine because he can't hit he can't hit the fucking dice and he keeps targeting Aventurine. So like if you watch Mr. Pokey's video, oh my god. Like he didn't even get to the second phase and he was at 1300 action value. It's so fucking bad. I do, Wilson, every single day. You know what I'm saying? Uh, like I walk like an hour basically every day when I wake up usually. I really like cold wind. Now, I don't like it in the summer as much, but when it's winter, I really like going out because cold wind. They made a follow up instead of auto. Would you feel the same? No. Or yes. Okay, here's the thing. I think the Godslayer be God being a follow up or an auto makes complete sense. But like every single one of his turns being auto or follow up would be fucking annoying, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like the Godslayer be God makes 100% sense, but every single turn being auto doesn't. That's the thing. Like I don't know why. Okay, I do know why. They want to sell the E1, but I just wish they didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? An hour to where? Nowhere. I just like walk. Like there's a Walmart like probably like half an hour from where I live, and I use that as an estimation for walking because it's a 30-minute walk away. So I go 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back, and it's an hour. What tier would my day be on each game mode if he wasn't auto? Uh, Probably like, hmm, I'd probably give him okay using Pride when standard tier one in APOC, T0 MOC, and probably like tier 1.5 or tier 2 in pure fiction. To be honest, most destruction characters are just complete dog shit in pure fiction if we're all being honest. You know what I'm saying? So like it's not really his fault, it's just the game's fault. Now, if he's going against like a situation where he doesn't have to hit certain things and he only has to target like maybe one elite mob or two mobs, then it's a lot easier for him. You know what I'm saying? But that Aventurine boss specifically absolutely fucking shreds through him, man. No, I don't even walk in Wilson. I used to do that when I was a lot younger, but like not anymore. Destruction meta is over now. I mean, to be honest, AoE characters. Okay, no, this isn't true. The recent AoE characters and like the more meta ones seem to be like the way better pulls. You know what I'm saying? Like, Herda is good in like I'm pretty sure Herda is triple T0 on Pride one. I forgot to make a video on that because they updated it. Herda is triple T0. Lingsha, the only sustain who can actually hit like full AoE, is unsurprisingly triple T0. Acheron and her full best in slot team is like zero point 0.5 in everything and shreds AoE content and MOC content. Like all of the meta AoE characters are basically good in every single mode that this game has to offer. Aventurine does not exist. He isn't really the same, because Aventurine can only do it with his follow-ups. But Lingsha can do like AoE hits even with like her skill plus Fu Yuan plus her ult. Like that's 3 different ways of attacking that's complete AoE. Yeah, Phanon will probably bring destruction back. I don't have any doubts about that, right? But like AoE meta characters just seem so broken currently in terms of like just being universal for everything. Castus in Pure Fiction is sus though. I mean, the recent V6 buff actually helped her Pure Fiction performance a little bit. So, the V6 buff for Castus, basically the only shit the buff does is I think the dragon gets like a 100% speed boost when it like kills something too fast or some shit. I don't remember what specifically it is, but basically it just takes more turns in Pure Fiction situations. Does Phanon need I don't know, Haru. I don't know. We'll still have to see about that. If he actually does end up being an Emanator, most likely he's going to want My Day. Yeah. Like, I can't imagine him being paired with any other destruction character. Like, probably the second closest option would be, like, Yun Li. But, like, no offense to Yun Li havers, but even among the 2.x DPSs, she was pretty weak. So, compared to My Day, it's not even really close. So, I do think that My Day has a very high chance of being best in slot for Phanon if he ends up being a destruction emanator. When it kills all mobs, it gets 100% speed boost. Okay, thank you. Thank you. What, Wilson? I don't know what it is. Is it the hot dog thing? I haven't eaten. I didn't eat hot dogs today. I ate normal food today. Is Castus worth E2S1? Yeah. In my opinion, yeah. I think a lot of people sleep on Castus's Eidolons simply because they aren't like E2 Herda level, E1 My Day level, E1 Aglaya level. After those 3, her Eidolons are still like the strongest in the game, or one of the strongest. Like if you see E2 like Castus, all people look at is the damage per screenshot. Yes, her damage per screenshot goes up a lot higher with E2. I'd say like as far as I've seen, E2 is usually around like 60% maybe damage increase. However, the best part about E2 isn't really the damage increase. She gets more breaths off, I believe, and she has better ult uptime with her E2. Like she gets ults more frequently and she does more breaths. So I truly think that like a lot of people are I'm twisting over my words like an idiot, underestimating her Eidolon value. Defy normal food. Uh, I made turkey breast sandwich with like cheese, tomatoes, pepper, salt, all that stuff. I made 2 of them and I ate that for lunch. And then for dinner, I just ate like a leftover pizza slice or 2. Of course, I like milk. I always drink milk. Milk is my favorite drink. So I drink milk with both. Do you know how many polls we're getting for 3.2? No, I don't think it's been leaked yet. I've always just assumed that you take because basically the only thing that's confirmed right now is that we're getting an extra 20 polls compared to the other patches, right? From the where is it? Is it here? Oh, it's not here because it was at the beginning. Basically, the thing that usually gives you free 10 pulls every patch, it's supposed to give you 20 in 3.2. And then we're also supposed to get 1,600 jades in the mail, I believe. So I just always added 20 pulls to the current patch average, which is around 100. So 120 is my guess. We're getting 30 pulls in total from logging in? Yeah. Enough for E0 Castus? Yeah, it is good. Okay, you can't guarantee a character, if we're all being honest. Because the average pull pity is like 75. So if you then lose a 50-50 and go to 75 again, that's 150 pulls. So it's around like 30 pulls off of what you'd need to actually guarantee a character in a patch. But it's still better, right? Like, it's not bad in my opinion, so I'll take it, to be honest. For sure could be better though. That's true, Wilson. I got 553 pulls? Jesus. What are you saving for? Cyrene? Oh wait, never mind. Your name is Rice. I'm an idiot. Oh, caught myself on that one. I wonder who Rice with the caster is. I wonder who they're gonna pull for. Brain fart. I have 110 pulls so far. Yeah, I'm broke. I'm not gonna lie. The only thing I'm learning from this chat is that I'm completely broke. If I lose a 50-50 on Castus, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do, man. Like, I don't know if I can get enough pulls. Actually, I can. I think I can, yeah. Because we still have like 15 days of this half. So, probably can guarantee E0. Maybe not the light cone if I lose on it. But surely I don't lose both Castus and the light cone, right? Surely that doesn't happen. Not another Acheron situation. Why, Wilson? I appreciate that, Rice. Save for Phanon? I don't think I'm going to pull Phanon at all. Like, that sounds weird because I've been hyping up Phanon a lot and I really want to pull him. But I am like... Okay, so if he ends up being a Destruction Emanator, the chances of my day being his best in slot teammate is literally like 100%. Like, there's no other way around it. My day is 100% going to be his best in slot teammate. And I cannot pull both My Day and Phanon and then his best in slot support a patch after all at the same time. Like, are we serious right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I would be able to do that. Pull Pollux and skip Castus? I mean, I would if I could. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, another thing is, like, for people asking about like Castus's power levels with like Eidolons and shit, she actually got buffed with Sunday in what's it called? Was it V4 or V5? She got buffed with Sunday because her joint attack with the Memo Sprite when she takes her turn and she has the Memo Sprite up got buffed. Like, it does more damage. So now you're actually kind of incentivized to not always explode the dragon. So if you have a Sunday, it's actually better to keep the dragon up sometimes so that you can keep getting that joint attack off every time Sunday action advances. It was V5? There you go. Why is My Day Phanon's best in slot? It's if he ends up being a Destruction Emanator. Because the current strongest Destruction is My Day, and it's like not even close. Like, there isn't another Destruction that comes close, except for Firefly, but Firefly is break related. You know what I'm saying? So unless Phanon somehow ends up being break related, his best in slot Destruction teammate would 100% be My Day. Acheron will finally be useful. Nice, Wilson. Have a Sunday. Nice, Abby. Don't know whether to get Castus or Noxa for my Herda. The thing about Herda is I really don't think she needs a Noxa. Like, it could, I could be wrong, right? I could be disproven, and we end up getting like another Jiaoqiu Acheron situation when endgame becomes less AoE favored, making a Noxa like way better than everyone else for stacking. But like, Serval, Herda, and Jade are such good other options. I really just don't think Anoxa is like really that much of a must pull, even if you do have Herda. Like, that's just my opinion though. Now, here's the thing. I could be, stupid because I have an E2 Herda, which means I can skill on my Herda even with only 28 stacks on a mob. So that could just be like a privilege thing, but I do still think like the other options are so good that you don't really need to pull an Oxa for Herda. Sunday's best in slot over RMC? No, I don't think so. I think so the only way Sunday's best in slot over RMC as far as I've seen is with his E1. Because his E1 combined with Castus's light cone leads to Castus getting an insane damage boost. Like it's better than E1 Tribby for Castus in terms of damage per screenshot. All right, don't clip me on that. Technically, Tribby is better because she transfers the damage to the highest HP target on field. But if we're just looking at pure damage increase, E1 Sunday is a better support for Castus than E1 Tribby. And I'm pretty sure there's multiple videos on YouTube I've seen. E1 Sunday and E1 Tribby for Castus clear at nearly the exact same cycles every single time. So they're very, very close. And when you put them together, it's insane. Like, it's genuinely insane. I appreciate that, Blueberry. E1 Tribby plus E1 Sunday with Rice. Yeah, that is her current, like, if we're talking about vertical investment, I think that's her current strongest team currently, or the one where you get the most value. I'd say is E0, S1 Castus, E1 Tribby, and then E1 Sunday. Like, I've seen her explode a dragon, and keep in mind, this is against 3 targets. She does way more damage against 5. But against 3 targets in 1 dragon attack, she did 3 million while exploding the dragon, which is insane. And then when she did the joint attack, right, which is the Memo Sprite plus Castus doing the skill, I saw Castus hit like 600 Ks with that joint attack. So it's really crazy when you get those two together. Oh, E1 Sunday and E1 Tribby combo is insane, Candle. It's insane. Like, if you guys want a more like direct visualization, there was a video where they ran it with like E0 Tribby, or sorry, E0 Sunday, right? Like, they were going up cost for cost on casters teams, and with an E0 Sunday plus Tribby, or plus E1 Tribby, a dragon attack did 1 or 2 million, right? And then they added 1 cost with his E1, and it did 1.8 million. So, like, a 600 to 700k damage increase is absolutely gross. Is Castus going to be stronger than Firefly? Abby, you're a very loyal fan to me. So I'll try to let you down easy. All of the 3.x DPSs are stronger than Firefly, man. All of them. There's nothing you can do about it. You know, time is inevitable. You can't beat time. Unfortunately, you know, Firefly, to some people, Fire Wife, right? Um, Unfortunately, Castus is 100% better than Firefly. Oh, you hope she's stronger than Firefly. Oh yeah, that. Then you're in the clear. Well, you said like 200 bulls on Sunday for Cass. Hey, I mean, might be worth it. You know, if you get that E1 Sunday on the rerun, it is worth it 100%. Castress isn't even out yet, but I'm already tired of her. Why? Is it because she's the talk of the town? Like you're just getting sick of seeing her? That's understandable. Yeah, the like Break is for sure showing its flaws these days because you simply can't do damage until you break an enemy, right? And these days, the break damage that all the break units do, with the exception of Boot Hill, any other 3.x DPS can do just normally. You know what I'm saying? So like the break DPS's damage output is no longer like good in today's standards because you're not really getting anything out of it. Like in the older days, like beginning of 2.x when it was Acheron and Firefly, you very clearly got a shit ton of damage if you broke, which made the return good, but that just isn't the case anymore. Like we have E1 My Days hitting for like 1.7 million in a single God Slayer. Like no break DPS is keeping up with that, man. How much does E1 Sunday bring to a non-remembrance account, especially for my Day and maybe Phanon? Uh, the thing is, E1 Sunday when you're not in. So here's the thing, right? If you're not using Sunday on a character that has a summon, there's kind of no point to go for the E1. Like it just isn't worth it, to be honest. Like at that point, like you either go for the Lycone if you don't already have it, or you just don't pull for the E1. Like 15%, yeah, 15% defense ignore is nice, but it's just not worth it for an entire Eidolon. It's only worth it when you can take full advantage of his E1 on a character with either a summon or memo sprite, where like that's the majority of their damage. I think so, Candle, yeah. I've seen that hyperspeed is the most recommended, but if you can't do hyperspeed, I think you just run him at like the normal 134 that a lot of people run him at. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's worth it if you're just using him for like My Day and Phanon. It'd probably just be better to go for like a My Day E1 or, you know, maybe in the future if he has broken Eidolons, like a Phanon E1 or a Phanon S1. I think Dark March will be good with Sunday. I mean, I have no clue what Dark March is going to do, to be honest. Like, zero clue. Actually, real quick, let me check. Honkai Star Rail Leaks Reddit. Is there anything new? Come on, tell me there's something new I haven't seen, man. Nope, it's just talking about the possible V7 changes. That's it. Okay. Do you think Castus would use HP? Yes. Yeah. Castus uses full HP. Like, Castus's most optimal setup, as far as I've seen, is HP body, HP rope, HP boots. Like, she just runs full HP. It's the best for her. Mm-mm-mm. I think the good thing about My Day and Castorus is that they can use both crit and HP main stat on body, which is pretty nice. HP chest too. Yeah, I've seen a few videos on it at this point. Like HP chest, I'm pretty sure like very slightly beats like crit rate or crit damage chest in most case scenarios. Like it's a very slight difference though, so you can probably just use whichever one you get first. It's the exact same with My Day. Who are you gonna E6 once the selector banner comes around? E6? Who the hell would I E6? Who would I E6? Even the standard banner characters on my main account, I'm not close to an E6. I think the highest Elon standard character I have on my main account is like an E3 Branya. Yeah, I can, Abby. Usually HP is better though. But Quantum can be used. Yeah, it's fine. It's their second best option. Yeah, they nerfed Anoxa's hyper carry a little bit to incentivize people to basically pull him as a Herda slave. Someone, I don't know if it's true, but I heard CN was apparently not happy with Anoxa being kind of hyper carry, and they wanted him to be more of a Herda slave. To be honest, at this point, I feel like CN has the most shitty takes I've ever heard. My bad, CN community. I didn't mean anything I just said. I didn't mean anything I just said. Uh, wow. That was a close. That was close. That was close. That was a close run in. I love CN community. I love all people from CN. Your takes, your opinions, all of them are fucking perfect. Okay, I take back everything I said. I didn't mean anything. Nah, I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm sorry about that. It's just a glitch with this headset. It happens sometimes. There's nothing I can really do about it, to be honest. Thought you fell? No, I didn't fall. Like, nothing happened. Like, I'm completely fine. I just had to, like, go around and unplug and replug it. For some reason, it just does that sometimes. I don't know why. Why does 20 billion social credit? Yeah, it's not looking too good. Guys, I love My Day's auto. I want Anoxa to be a Herta slave. Fuck Anoxa being a decent hypercarry option. Make him Herta's support like Jiaoqiu for Acheron. E2, Abby. Nah, CN has nothing to do with what I just said. I would like to preface that I am 100% not being held at gunpoint by someone from the CN community. Yeah, they do, Bruno. CN, I'm pretty. Actually, I think I remember seeing a statistic. I think Japan has the most players for HSR, and then after that it's CN, and then after that it's like the rest of the world. But like CN and Japan have a way larger player base compared to the West. Fuck no, TNB. Fuck no. He is not my Dana Glea level in the slightest. Hell no. I don't know where you got that from, to be honest. Um, to be like all of these low cost zero cycles for Anoxa that are kind of comparable to the big DPSs of 3.x, they have insane levels of speed tuning. The creator retries the zero cycle like 100 times to try and get it. It requires like RNG. Like there's so much that goes into low cost Anoxa zero cycles, and I imagine that after this change that made him like overall 10% weaker, it's even more difficult to get this man to get low cost zero cycles. So even in his like best case scenario where he's getting low cost zero cycles with no sustain, it's so investment heavy. Like it's basically, it's not the same, right? But it's no different to like Seal, the last MOC. She was the one DPS who could like one cause zero cycle the true Sting side. Does that mean she's on the level of the other DPSs in the game? Hell no. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna lie, like Anoxa just benefits a shit ton from sustainless. Like the second you run Anoxa with sustain, his damage fall off is actually insane. Like he goes from doing 200k a skill to 400k a skill in V4. That's the difference that like sustain or sustainless made. So running with him sustain, like you need very high cost in Eidolons to compete with the other main DPSs. Yeah, like Anoxa sustain takes so much longer than Anoxa sustainless, which is a problem in my opinion, because sustainless runs are probably only going to get like increasingly more difficult, especially against that Pollux boss coming up for Castus that drains your entire team to 1 HP. I don't think you'd exactly want to run him sustainless in that. You know what I'm saying? I saw 8 cost Anoxa, but I forgot which game mode. Yeah. Like, most of the Anoxa showcases, for him to perform on the same level as the other, DPSs, Castus, Herta, My Day, like E0S1 Robin plus E0S1 Sunday plus E0S1 Anoxa plus E0S1 Huohuo is like his current best zero cycle team with a sustain. And that's 8 cost. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not exactly cheap. My ears still hurt. I had my earbuds. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, okay? There's nothing I could have done about that. It's just random. It's so random. Oh, I might end up buying like a new headset at some point. The only reason I haven't gotten rid of this headset is because for some reason the mic quality is just godly. I mean, I agree, TNB, but the thing is, like, I don't know if you guys have seen like Pride win statistics. Most people do not pull a DPS and keep them at E0 as 0. Like the majority of Firefly owners, the majority of Acheron owners, the majority of any character owners in this game, if you look at Pride win statistics, have at least Eidolons or Lycone on a DPS. So when you're using E0S1 as the standard, or even like E1S0, then a lot of these characters take the edge over Anoxa by a very like big amount. Didn't realize that was a headset mic? Yeah, it is. What headset is it? Corsair HS80. See, he can still zero cycle on the 8 cost one? Yeah. Like, in hyper carry currently he just doesn't compare to the 3.x main DPSs, right? You can make an argument for the 2.x ones. I won't go against you on that. But hyper carry versus the 3.x main DPSs, like he requires a lot more support investment compared to these other DPSs. Any leaks on Cyrene? As far as I've seen, no. I agree, TNB. I agree. Like, even My Day got a special animation, but I guess they just justify it by saying, like, it's just another, skill activation, so it doesn't need another animation. But I really do wish they gave Anoxa another animation for that. No, Anoxa. I mean, kinda, to be honest. Okay, I don't want to say Anoxa is mid, right? I don't think Anoxa is mid, but he just isn't. He's a jack of all trades, master of none, basically. In most hyper carry, DPS scenarios, he's not top three, right? As a sub DPS, he's literally locked to like Jade or Herda to actually activate the damage bonus trace. And even then, like, it barely does shit. Like, you'd rather just a support. Like, I don't know, man. Anoxa's in a very weird place. He's not mid. He's for sure, a decent pull. But, like, people overvalue him too much. Like, in APOC, he's a god. Like, in APOC, he's insane. But outside of APOC, his value is very iffy. Yeah, TNB, but I just don't like characters whose best in slot team is stuck to a certain character, right? Like, I understand, for example, that Jiaoqiu is probably the best niche support in the entirety of this game for the DPS that he supports, but then he's just mid in every other team. So I've always said that Jiaoqiu is just a mid pull unless you have an Acheron. Like Anoxa is starting to feel very similar. Although Anoxa is better than Jiaoqiu, right? He can actually be ran in hyper carry, but it's still not all that good, right? Like, it still holds my point that he's not best in slot in any team outside of like a Herda or maybe paired up with Jade. Like he's very hyper specific currently, and I don't like that. Like if you're a sub DPS, you should be a sub DPS for everyone. You shouldn't be locked to these erudition characters. I mean, then again, okay, this is stupid, but you can pull for his E6. Right? If you pull for his E6, it removes the erudition restriction. Yeah. So just pull E6 Anoxa if you want to use him as a sub DPS outside of erudition units. Won't that happen with Maide and Cassie with Hyacine? It isn't the same in my opinion. Because here's the thing. There's a big difference between being locked to like one main DPS versus being hyper specific for an entire archetype, right? Like this is why I don't mind things like Ruan Mei, Fugue, and Lingsha. There's 3 main break DPSs that you can use them on. That's a good amount of DPSs, right? So it's no different with the HP scaling meta. You can use Hyacine on Blade, Maide, Castus, and maybe any other future HP scaling DPS. Like it's an entire archetype. But as far as I've seen so far, Anoxa is almost completely tied to Herda, like 99% of the time, and it's no different for Jiaoqiu. Like Jiaoqiu is 99% of the time tied to an Acheron team. Like I really value universal units in this game. Like universal DPSs, universal supports, universal sustains. I'm a big sucker for characters that have really good value across the board. Can you use a Nox as a Silver Wolf replacement? Only in APOC. In every other situation, useless. Because Silver Wolf reduces the res of the weakness she implants. But Anoxa just implants a weakness in the like he doesn't do shit. Like it doesn't make other characters do more damage. So it's literally just a useless gimmick for his kit. Until you get E2 actually. I think with his E2, he does do res down. But outside of that, not really. Jade isn't better than Anoxa in any scenario for the Herda. Yeah, but that doesn't matter. Because most people have the it's not about him being the best. It's by how much is he the best. And in like the Herda already has so many great side options that going for Anoxa, once again, unless you include APOC, is no offense, just a waste of pulls. Like if you're just pulling for a support strictly for your Herda, there's no point in going for Anoxa until some, maybe in the future when endgame becomes completely single target focused. Otherwise, it's completely fine to just use your small Herda, your Serval with Eagle, your Jade. Like, not to mention, I don't think Anoxa beats Jade with the Herda against the TV boss. I'm pretty sure the Herda plus Jade does way better against the TV boss than the Herda plus Anoxa. Does Jade have any use if you have Anoxa? Yes. I don't know if you guys have seen, but like the Jade and Lingsha teams genuinely go crazy. Like Jade and Lingsha goes absolutely insane. So you can use Jade and Lingsha. You can use her with like other teams I've seen as well. Like E1 Jade specifically can make Fei Xiao one of the best pure fiction DPSs in the game. Like there are very specific scenarios where Jade can work with like multiple other DPSs or characters and still just completely, shred through everything. Can you check when MOC is resetting? Sure. A week. A week and half a day. Yeah, hyper Lingsha with Jade, especially at higher investment, is crazy. Like, it's genuinely one of the most broken teams in the game. Is my day good in Divergent Universe? I have zero fucking clue, man. I have zero clue. I'm not really the one to ask here. Oh yeah, Jade is also good with Blade. Like Jade makes a lot of old DPSs and like follow up ones pretty good. And then especially if you get her E1, like once again, her and Fei Xiao can like max pure fiction pretty easily. Like it makes a big difference getting her E1 for like single target characters. Yeah, I was saying this, Wilson. I was a day one Sunday glazer. Like even in his like beta leaks and all that, like people were like, "Oh, you're over glazing him. Oh, he's gonna end up being another Sparkle." I kept saying that you should pull for Sunday now. Like he was one, if not the only character where I stressed that you should 100% pull this guy because he's 100% gonna be on like every future DPS's team and he's gonna work with basically everyone because of how general he is, and that I'd even recommend trying to get his Lycone on his rerun. And I used to get so much shit for it. People being like, "Oh, let's wait and see." And now look, like I genuinely don't think like him and Tribby are on their own levels of just meta in the game currently as supports. Yeah, exactly. They were that's what everybody was saying. They're like, "Oh, what if it's another Sparkle situation and we get a summon Robin?" And that just hasn't happened yet. Like the only person I think could do that is maybe Saridra, who's rumored 3.5. However, if she doesn't end up doing it, then no one's going to do it. And even then his value is still going to be pretty high in hyper carries. No, you don't really need Sunday's Lycone for Castus at all. That team for the okay, here's the thing. I actually could be wrong because there's a decent chance that Hyacine is like a skill spammer. Like there's a very high chance that Hyacine is a skill spammer. So I might like take back my words on this. But at least current Castorus, you basically never run out of skill points. You know what I'm saying? So Sunday's Lycone isn't really needed. Does Castorus consume skill points? No, she doesn't. It's the same as My Day. My Day doesn't consume skill points either. Hyacine, according to leaks, has an ultimate that regenerates skill points, so she's not SP negative. I mean, that could literally mean the opposite, though. Like, it could mean that she eats up so many skill points that they need to be regenerated, or some need to be regenerated. Like, it all depends on how often you're able to get her ult. Like, if you're not able to get it all that often, it likely implies that she will be SP negative by a good amount. I mean, Solus. We're not including Sun. We're talking about Sunday without a light cone here. Like Sunday can still regenerate SP without the light cone, but it's not anywhere near as often as with the light cone. I'm pretty sure. So, like, if she is SP negative, you would run into issues. Her free to play option for a light cone should be the Herda Shop one. Like, according to leakers, this Herda Shop light cone is literally Hyacine signature, just without everything that Hyacine signature give. So Hyacine signature is supposed to also have a speed increase and also have a damage dealt by all allies increase. So these two things should be on her signature if the leakers are right. However, there was an extra other two things on her light cone that the leakers said, which is her light cone is going to increase her outgoing healing, and it's also going to regenerate some energy at the same time for her ult. So her signature should just have two more than this, and probably like a higher base HP, if I had to guess. I mean, you can't use DDD on remembrance characters, and you can't use quid pro quo for a Castus. I mean, I guess post up. I mean, it's fine though. Like for Hyacine specifically, it should be really good because she wants really high speed to hit her planar set thingy. Like, don't you need to be 180 speed or some shit? Uh, yeah, you need to be 180 speed to get the max outgoing healing out of this planar. So the light cone is probably gonna help with relic stuff a lot. 180, yeah. I mean, the thing is, if she has this high of speed requirements, she's likely gonna be a speed scaler, and she's probably gonna get a shit ton of speed in her traces. So it shouldn't be too hard to achieve, especially if you have the remembrance lycone or her signature. But we'll see, we'll see. Yeah, that's another thing to keep in mind. Jade's speed boost, allowing Herta to run attack boots. I've noticed this with myself. I don't actually have Jade on my main account, but I've ran speed boots on my Herta, and I have attack boots as well. Herta does a shit ton more damage with attack boots. Like, it is very noticeable, the difference. Like, I'm pretty sure the difference Jade makes by allowing Herta to run attack boots by putting Debt Collector on her is genuinely, like, better than Anoxa's damage bonus trace. Now, Anoxa probably still is better overall because, you know, the less mobs are on field, the more he stacks, which is better, right? But that specifically helps Herta massively. It's not actually a 50% overall damage buff TNB. Like, if you calculate it, it's only 20%. Like, each 10% is around a 4% damage increase for the Herda. So you use all, like, you obviously times it by 5, it's a 20% damage increase. Oh, damn, really? That's insane, Socks. Yeah, One Piece is pretty good. Um, the pacing is shit. Like, One Piece is probably my favorite series I've ever watched, but the pacing is 100% shit. Like, I really didn't start getting into One Piece until like hundreds of episodes later. Like, that's when it finally caught on to me. I basically forced myself to sludge through the beginning. Laker said Hyacinth doesn't have much utility. Does that worry you? Not really, no. Like, it's not really that surprising. Like, she's just supposed to be a best in slot for the HP drainers. So all she really has to do is drain HP and give some heal back, which is exactly what she's going to do. I have said this before, right? If they made Hyacinth do anything more than drain HP and give some like damage buffs to the team, the HP scalers would go like leagues above of what they currently are. And like I said this before when Castus was in her weaker version, but you really don't want like people who want Hyacinth to be stronger and Castus to be stronger, like they may not realize it, but you are asking for power creep. Like you just are. These HP support or these HP DPSs don't actually have an HP support in the game yet, and they're this strong. Like, if you want anything more out of Hyacinth, you just want the HP DPSs to break the game, which is going to lead to the endgame scaling a lot higher again. I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z, but I have watched Dragon Ball Super. I haven't seen any leaks on that at all, Haru. There was leaks of there being like multiple sustains, but not HP burning supports. I mean, I didn't think Dragon Ball Super. I think Dragon Ball Super gets way too much hate. Like, I understand the overall story isn't that crazy, but to be honest, who in the first place watches Dragon Ball for the story? Like, most people just watch it for the sick ass fights. And to be honest, the very ending with the Tournament of Power in Dragon Ball Super, that shit was heat, bro. That shit was really, like, just satisfying to watch. Now, keep in mind, I personally didn't watch it on a week to week basis. I almost always wait for animes to finish an entire season before I actually watch them. Really wish they expanded dot teams? Well, well, well. May I sell to you Heislands in 3.5. Heislands in 3.5, the new meta dot unit who apparently isn't going to work with Kafka or Black Swan. May I present to you the new limited unit? Kafka power creep. I mean, it's not surprising at this point, man. Kafka is so fucking old. Like, she's like a near end of version 1 DPS. Like, Kafka's already experienced a myriad of power creep at this point. Like, Acheron broke the ceiling. Then you had Firefly. Then you had Fei Xiao, who slightly broke the ceiling a little more. Then you had the Herda, who once again broke the fucking ceiling. Um, yeah, it just keeps going, man. Like, can't see how she doesn't work with Kafka. Kafka just probably isn't going to be able to detonate it. Like, they're going to make some caveat in Heisland's kit to just make it so that Kafka can't do shit. Mm, 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 mm. Actually, how's my Triby looking right now? Pretty good, pretty good. You know, S3 DDD could be S4, but I'm kind of saving the other one. What needs... Okay, this needs work. This needs work. Let's see. Garbage, 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 garbage. Crit damage, please. I love to see that. I love to see that. Is there anything that I can like degen just... I don't think there's anything I can degen put in here. Fuck. Fuck it. I'm gonna use these. I know what you guys are gonna say. Why don't you just salvage these? Apparently, when you salvage these things, you get way less XP return from them than if you were to just feed them. So that's why I'm not salvaging these, because I just don't care for relic remains right now. Yeah, let me only do a +2 here. Yes, 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 yes. I love that. I love that so much. Come on, come on. Don't don't you dare even touch the attack stat. Don't even think about it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love my life. I love my life. My relic luck is finally turning around after getting fucked over with Jiaoqiu relics. By the way, I know it may seem like I'm getting lucky in the relics right now, but please, please, I need to remind you guys, I used 2 months of Trailblaze power energy and over 20,000 relic remains, and I never got an ice damage boost sphere for my Herda. I ended up having to craft it like a sore loser. Come on, come on. Oh, it's already good. It's already insane. It's already really good. Can I get quad? There's no way I get quad, right? What are the chances I get a quad? Is HP or better or quantum? HP is better. But probably like just use whatever one you get first or has better subs. Come on, come on. Crit damage. Do it to me. Give me another 4 rolls crit piece for my Castus. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh my god. I would scream, but I'd end up waking up my family. Oh my god. Oh, that's getting screenshotted. People are going to be pissed on my community post. So that means I have 4 crit rolls on this piece. I have 4 crit rolls on this one. I have 3 on this. Oh, wow. Oh, this is garbage. Oh my god, this is garbage. Wow. Wow. Does Castus use crit rate body or crit damage body if you don't have an HP one? Does anyone know? I have every single piece. So my average crit rolls is 3 across every single piece. But this is like kind of stinking it up. Crit damage, crit damage? Alright. I mean, I can't level this up right now, though, I think. Yeah, I can't level this up. Unfortunately, guys, we're going to have to leave this for the future. However, what an amazing day. We got a 3 crit roll piece here. Another one, basically the same. 3 crit rolls here. Oh, wait, no, it's 4. Oh, wait, no, this is 4, right? Yeah. So 3 crit rolls, 4 crit rolls, 4 crit rolls, and then 2 and 2, which is really nice. Oh, no, this has 3, yeah. Wow. That's beautiful, man. My Castus is gonna be crazy. That piece changed his whole outlook. You guys don't understand. It looks like I'm getting lucky right now, but you don't want to see what I had to do to get like half decent Jiaoqiu relics on Eagle and to get my herd as relics. Like you don't want to see it, man. It was a really bad time. I'm just happy I finally got like decently luck. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you guys. I mean, if you go to my community post on my YouTube, you'll see it. I don't know who I'll use it on, but I got a 10 speed like roll on some random like body piece I think that I was trying to get for my Acheron. So like I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to use it on. Yeah, the streamer look finally paid off for once. If only it could pay off in my fucking pulls instead of my relic rolls. Like, does it even make sense to lose 12 of your last 14 50/50s? It doesn't make sense to me personally. That means you have to get E2 Acheron. I mean, I was already planning to get E2 Acheron. But I don't think Acheron really benefits from like a 10 speed piece as far as I'm aware. Which is the thing. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to use it for. Oh, bye, Abby. Thanks for stopping by. If I lost 12 out of 14 50/50s, I'd quit the game. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was seriously considering it after I lost a 50/50 on my main account for Triby. Like, I didn't really care too much on Rob when I lost both Triby 50/50s. Because it's like, this is a new account. It doesn't really make all that much of a difference. Like, I still haven't done Golden Gears or Swarm Disaster. And I have like half of Simulated Universe not done. But on my main account, I genuinely like was at my lowest the other day when I lost on Triby. And then I lose on Brant. Like I literally come back to Wuwa. I have like this kind of thought in the back of my head that hey, maybe if I win the 50/50 on Brant, I'll come back to the game because then I can use my Brant with my Cheng Li. And then I just instantly fucking lose. Like, oh my god, man. At least I still don't have a Ling Yang, but ugh. What would you say is the best way to get polls for a new account? Account managers. That's the best way to get polls for a new account. Outside of the jokes, though, literally just progressing through the story. That gives you most of the jades progressing through the story, doing some like current events, all that stuff. I believe when you first do MOC on a new account, you get a shit ton of jades. Like not even just like I think it's like over 20 polls from just doing like very easy stuff. Let me see here. It's very straightforward. Like you just do more content that gives you the most jades. Yeah, so this gives you like what? 200, 400, 600, 800, 1200 jades here. And then this is the one that gives you a shit ton, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So this is the one that gives you like 20 plus pulls, I'm pretty sure. One thing I'd say though, wait to make a new account until 3.2 hits if you're thinking about it. Because apparently that's when they're going to add the new currency that you can trade in for limited characters in a certain shop. And apparently you get like you can get them from a main story quest. So my guess is you're probably going to be able to get one of these for every single planet and apparently you only need 2 to get a character. So if you're a new account starting on the 3.2 anniversary, I'm not gonna lie, your account is gonna be better than most veterans, like pretty easily at this point. I don't know anymore, Solus, to be honest, maybe, but I haven't seen like any more updates on the gacha animations for Castus and Anoxa. When will the new MOC be? In like a week. I mean, the thing is, you don't even need to like start during the Tribi banner. Like, you can start at any banner as a new player. Like, for example, if you pull an E0S0 My Day, even with like shitty 4-star supports, he can still clear most of the end game so long as he's built properly. Like, it was the same with the Herda as well. Same with Aglaya. They're gonna struggle, but they're still gonna clear everything, even without their best in slot supports. Like, if you're just a new player, like, it's a breeze, to be honest. And especially now, like, let's say you want to pull Castus, what you can do with the new character shop item, if he's in there, you can literally instantly get in a Luocha for your Castus if you don't, because you don't have Gallagher as a new player, right? So you get Castus, Gallagher plus Luocha, and you can run like a dual sustained Castus and just shred through everything. Like, it doesn't really matter what patch you start in or what characters are in the patch. You can almost just always get way ahead. Penacony Forgotten Hall? What if they edit our previous story? Add what? The currency? Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. I'm assuming it's for the previous story. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Oh, by the way, I just like to say, right? I have not touched Endgame since I got my E1 Tribi. So, like, this progress that you're seeing here was with E0 Tribi. So, chill on me. Literally, ever since I pulled E1 Tribi, I haven't touched the endgame at all. Yeah, that's what I'm assuming, Rice. Yeah, that it's in the older stories. Like, you just finish every single planet, or maybe at the beginning of every new planet, right? That as well, maybe. Who knows? But that's my assumption, because it has to be rare, right? Like, there's no way that you're able to get like 2 or 3 of these in every planet, because then that means in every planet you can exchange for a limited character. Like, I don't think that's gonna happen. Clear your red dots. No, that's too much work. What about this one? It's too much work. No, I agree, Solus. Like, the most annoying part about playing 2 accounts at once on a game is obviously you'll probably get burnt out faster. And as well, you have to do these story patches on both accounts. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen, my main account hasn't done the 3.1 story. Like, I've been too lazy to do it because I already did it on Rob and I don't want to do it again. I don't really think so, Haru. Here's my opinion on building a new account. It's genuinely more fun than just being stuck in logging on for dailies every day. However, if you're trying to speed run it specifically and like speed run doing endgame as quick as possible, that's when it's probably going to feel a lot worse for you, right? If you're trying to like speed run everything, it's 100% going to be more boring and tedious. But if you take your time with it, right, and you don't mind losing like maybe, you know, one endgame's patch worth of like pulls, like you skip one patch's endgame and you're not able to fully clear it, like you're completely fine, to be honest. You're only losing out on like 20 pulls or something. This is why we need account managers? Yeah. Like, I've said it before, but like Mr. Pokey, I have nothing against the man, right? He's a way more busy guy than me, way more popular. He's constantly making content. He's better at the game than me. I don't blame him for it. But the difference between making a new account with account managers and making one without is genuinely like on another level. Like it's on another level. Now, technically, it doesn't really matter for Pokey currently, because I believe he's gotten incredibly lucky with his polls. He won both 50-50s for E1 Triby. He won his 50-50 for the Herda. And I believe recently he got My Day in a single 10 poll and won the 50-50. So his Bob account is going absolutely insane right now. And he still has like 400 polls left over. But, so it is what it is. I mean, I just think, to be honest, this is my opinion on like Pokey's Bob series. I don't think you should take it anymore as like a, adventure to prove people who said power creep shit is wrong. Because not only is he way more knowledgeable than most other people, he's specifically pulling for meta units and he's pulling for characters that have their best in slot teams. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, he's gonna pull the Herda, pulled E1 Triby, and he's gonna end up pulling Castus and probably whoever else ends up being a support for Castus. The entire argument originally was that people want to pull for older characters who are ass, but they can't because they can't clear endgame with them. So it doesn't really go against anything. You just got to look at it from like a content lens. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at it that way, I actually like his videos on Bob. I don't think old characters are unplayable because here's the thing, right? Relic investment can do insane things for some characters in this game. Like, I've seen some characters that just get to an entirely different level. Cough, cough, like Seal. Like, some characters ascend to a different level of, like, clearing endgame and shit when they have insanely high relic investment on supports and, the DBS. This doesn't apply to everyone, but yeah, exactly, Jordan. Like I really wanted to pull My Day, but like pulling My Day without E1 or signature and not having either of his best in slot supports is just so stupid. Like I'd much rather be better off just pulling for my E2 Acheron and then getting Jiaoqiu. And like that team's gonna perform way better. Oh, nice, Neku. Yeah, I'm also happy. I skipped the 2.6 Acheron rerun because I didn't know what Acheron Z2 did. So when I originally, when I was like less into like paying attention to Acheron, all I thought the E2 did was allow you to run one less Nihility unit. I did not know that it gave her an extra stack every time she took a turn. So I always thought in my head that the E2 was useless. Because I didn't have Sunday. Yeah, the extra stack helps a lot. So I'm glad I can skip the whole of 3.2. I don't need the reruns, and I have zero interest in Castus and Oxa. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, for people who aren't interested in the anniversary units, it's honestly fine to skip. Like I I know that like people sometimes look to me to like tell them what's the best thing that they can do, but no characters in this game, and I've said this before, are a must pull. Like there's so many niches. Like the only one you can probably make an argument for currently is like Tribby. She's probably the closest to a must pull because she's universal in literally every single mode, and she's best in slot for a lot of teams in their niches, right? But even then, I would still say she's not a must pull, right? So if you're like, oh, Castus is Castus a must pull? Should I pull for her? Oh, she has this global passive. No, because literally 2 patches later we have Phanon, and then 2 to 3 patches after that we're gonna have Cyrene, and then 2 to 3 patches after that we're gonna have the new anniversary unit in version 4 that also is gonna end up probably having like a passive or being broken or whatever, right? Like there aren't really any must pulls in this game. Robin is not a must pull anymore. Like I'm gonna be honest, the Robin hype is starting to die down, especially with us now getting these broken HP scalers that can't even use Robin. It's like it's not really the same. I'm not sure, Altrox. I haven't really been paying attention to Cypher at all. I feel like any speculation on her currently doesn't really mean anything. Is Robin a bum? I mean, no, but she like in a lot of teams you just run Tribby over Robin. Like it's usually just better. Yeah, like there are videos of like, okay, so this is the Herda specifically. So this is Tribby's best case scenario, but like E1 S1 Robin loses to E0 S0 Tribby on a the Herda team. And then obviously Tribby is just way better than Robin when you're using like the HP scaling DPSs. How would you solve global passive issue? Just limit it to outside of endgame modes. I mean, currently there isn't really an issue because the passive is ass. It's just there's probably going to be a problem in the future with a broken passive. Yeah, crit rate passives would actually be pretty big. Like, it depends how much it is, right? If it's only like one relic roll's worth, then obviously no one's really going to want to pull for it. But if it turns into something like 5% crit rate or more, a lot of people are going to start thinking about that. Because you have to think about it, that applies to like every character on your account. They're getting an extra 5% crit rate. That makes, hitting like high crit rate thresholds that you might need for some characters a lot easier. You know what I'm saying? That's never going to happen, one guy. Plus 20 speed is just way too insane. Like, they're never going to do that. it like at most when it comes to like speed stuff, probably like 4 or 5 speed, like same as crit rate. Like you have to get like 4 or 5 speed. That would probably be like what makes most sense as a passive. But then again, a lot of people wouldn't want to pull for this passive because it would probably fuck up their speed tuning on a lot of shit. So I don't really know. Like imagine pulling that passive and then the speed tuning on your account is just completely fucked. I did for a Nox secret name, but not Castus. Because I'm pretty sure Castus basically only received wording changes. And then she basically got like a slight change to how her dragon works to make her work better in pure fiction, is basically it. So I only really talked about Anoxa because he's the one who actually got like important nerfs. Right, guys, I'm gonna end the stream here. You know, the title did say quick stream. To be honest, it should have been way shorter, but I swear every time I stream, I get distracted by the chat. Like, I know it's probably pretty boring for you guys to see me like walking around a lot, but I really do get invested in like conversations with you guys without realizing it sometimes. So I'm gonna get off now. Probably gonna drink a glass of milk and go to sleep soon. Love you all. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great night. Peace.